Now we are going to see the nose. What are the features of nose? Nose or nasal cavity. Nasal cavity which extends from anterior nasal aperture to the posterior nasal aperture. See this one, this opening, this is what the anterior nasal aperture. And here in the posterior side, there we can see another opening. This one is a posterior nasal aperture. So nasal cavity extending from this anterior nasal aperture to the posterior nasal aperture. And this cavity which is divided into two equal halves by the nasal septum. See, this one is a nasal septum. See, this is our cavity. This is a large cavity. Okay, with one floor and roof and two lateral walls. Okay, this large cavity which is divided into two small cavities by a median septum known as the nasal septum. So nasal septum divides the cavity into two equal halves. See this cavity. This is a left cavity. Sorry, this is a right cavity. This is a left cavity. So here in the midline there we can see the nasal septum. So nasal cavity is divided into two equal halves by the nasal septum. Okay. Each cavity is having, or each half is having roof, floor, medial and lateral walls. What is mean by that? See this cavity. This is the medial wall. This is a floor. This is a lateral wall. And here comes a roof. Like that, the opposite. Roof, lateral wall, floor, and medial wall. Medial wall is common for both. Okay. So introduction points are clear. So it extends from anterior nasal aperture to the posterior nasal aperture. Then it is divided into right and left halves by the nasal septum. Each half is having roof, floor, medial wall, and lateral wall. Mm, Today we are going to see the lateral wall and the medial wall in detail. Okay. So first we'll see the lateral wall. Lateral wall, it is made up of these bones. It's made up of bones and cartilage. Okay, lateral wall is made up of bones and cartilages, and these are the bones. What are they? Nasal bone, frontal process of maxilla, then lacrimal bone, labyrinth of ethmoid, inferior nasal condyle, perpendicular plate of palatine bone, and medial pterygoid plate. Okay, so lateral wall means it is made up of bones and cartilages. Okay, then bones. What are the bones? Okay, here we can see 7 bones. See, here we are having the nasal bone. Okay, then this one, frontal process of maxilla, labyrinth of ethmoid, and below that inferior nasal concave, then perpendicular plate of palatine bone. Okay, then sphenoid bone. Okay, so nasal bone. So frontal process of maxilla. So frontal process of maxilla. See, this is the nasal bone. Below that, frontal process of maxilla. Then here, then lacrimal bone. Now here in this region, there comes a lacrimal bone. It is not there in this one. It is not clear in this diagram. See, here comes a lacrimal bone, ethmoid bone, labyrinth of ethmoid bone. Then below that, inferior nasal concave. Inferior nasal concave, then perpendicular plate of palatine bone. Perpendicular plate of palatine bone, and medial pterygoid plate of sphenoid bone. Medial pterygoid plate of sphenoid bone. So it once again, nasal, frontal process of maxilla, lacrimal, and labyrinth of ethmoid, inferior nasal concave, perpendicular plate of palatine bone, then sphenoid bone, which is what medial pterygoid plate of sphenoid bone. So those are the bones. Then this anterior part, it is made up of cartilages. Okay, see what are the cartilages? The superior nasal cartilage, inferior nasal cartilage, then small alar cartilages. See, superior nasal cartilage, inferior nasal cartilage, and some small pieces are there. Those pieces of cartilage are known as alar cartilage. So superior nasal, inferior nasal, then alar cartilage. So this is what the skeleton of the lateral wall. It is made up of bones and cartilages. What are the bones and what are the cartilages? Clear. Now it is divided into three parts. This lateral wall, it is divided into three parts: vestibule, then atrium of middle meatus, then the last part, posterior part. So three parts: vestibule, then atrium of middle meatus, then posterior part. Vestibule means it is anterior part which is made up of fibrofatty tissue. See, this is what they say. Compare this diagram with This one here, what is the difference? See that diagram. See here, this bones and the cartilage are covered with the mucous membrane. This is what the mucous membrane covered bones and the cartilages. We have to remove this mucous membrane or this layer to see those bones and the cartilages. This part is made up of bones and this part is made up of cartilage. So this lateral wall is divided into three parts. This area, this fibrofatty area, it is made up of fibers and fat. So fibrofatty area is known as what? Vestibule. Below that, in this area, this is a shallow depression. It is known as atria of middle meatus. Then posterior part. So nasal lateral wall of the nasal cavity is divided into three parts: vestibule, atria of middle meatus, and posterior part with some projections are known as concave. See that. So what vestibule means is a small depressed area and in the anterior part. It is lined with a modified skin containing some hairs are known as vibrissae. The hairs present in this region, it is known as those hairs are known as what? Vibrissae. Okay, then this depressed area, this is what the atria of middle meatus or atria of middle meatus. Now we are going to see the important features of this posterior part. This posterior part shows some projections. Here it is very clear. See this one, inferior one, this one, middle one, this projection, this is superior one. So those projections are known as concave. So it is having three concave. What are the inferior concave, middle concave, superior concave? So concave means what? Projections or curved bony projections seen in the lateral wall. How many are there? Three. Inferior concave is the largest concave. Then comes the middle concave. Then this one, superior concave. Then the passages seen below this concave are known as meatus. So how many meatus will be there below the inferior concave? This passage, air passage, it is known as inferior meatus. Then below the middle concave, middle meatus. Below the superior concave, superior meatus. So three meatus are there: superior meatus, middle meatus, inferior meatus. Okay, three concave, superior concave, middle concave, inferior concave, three meatus, superior meatus, middle meatus, inferior meatus. So see the difference between concave and meatus. Concave are the bony projections. At the same time, meatus are the passages, air passages. Okay. Okay. So those points are clear. Now we have to see the meatus in detail. Inferior meatus is having one opening, is the opening of nasolacrimal duct. So here we have removed the concave. Okay, we can see the content of the concave. Why we have removed this concave? So in order to see the meatus properly. Okay, now we can see the meatus properly. See this inferior meatus. Okay, see here we can see a small opening, that one is the opening of the nasolacrimal duct. Okay, then we are going to see the middle meatus properly. See there we are having one rounded elevation. It is known as the ethmoidal bulla. It is an ethmoidal bulla. It's a rounded elevation seen in the middle meatus. Okay, correct. See this elevation. Below the ethmoidal bulla, see here we can see a groove. This groove it is known as hiatus semilunaris, semilunar shaped hiatus. So hiatus semilunaris, it is a semilunar shaped sulcus or a groove seen below the bulla. Okay, the anterior part, only this anterior part of this hiatus semilunaris is known as infundibular. Infundibular means it is the anterior part of the hiatus semilunaris. So ethmoidal bulla means it's a projection. Below the projection, there we are having a crescent shaped hiatus, then infundibular. Then what are the openings in? See here we can see basically three openings. See here in the anterior part we are having the frontal air sinus. See we can see two ends of a probe. And probe is there. Okay. So this is what the frontal air sinus. Okay. There in the lower part. Here we can see the opening of the frontal air sinus. So here in the hiatus semilunaris we can see three openings. One is the opening of the frontal air sinus. Okay. Then in the opening of the frontal air sinus is seen in the anterior part of the hiatus semilunaris. Then opening of the maxillary air sinus is located in the posterior part of the hiatus semilunaris. We have to check it. See, this is a posterior part of the hiatus semilunaris. There also we can see one opening. This is opening of the maxillary air sinus. From the anterior part, frontal air sinus. Posterior part, maxillary air sinus. Then in the middle part, anterior ethmoidal air sinus. Opening of the middle ethmoidal air sinus is present in the upper margin of the ethmoidal bulla. See, it is not there. Nice. It is seen on the ethmoidal bulla. One more opening is seen. It is not there in this node. The maxillary air sinus. Nice. See here we are having one more opening. That one is the opening of the anterior. Nice. It is there in the diagram. Opening of the anterior ethmoidal air sinus. So here in the hiatus and aeronaris, three openings are there. What are the frontal air sinus? Behind that anterior ethmoidal air sinus, behind that maxillary air sinus. So three openings: frontal, anterior ethmoidal, maxillary, are seen in this hiatus and semicularis. Then on the ethmoidal bulla, there we can see one more opening, that is a middle ethmoidal air sinus. So middle ethmoidal air sinus, which is seen on the ethmoidal bulla. So these are the features of this middle meatus. So inferior meatus is having one opening, one slit like one small opening, that is the nasolacrimal duct. The middle meatus is having one rounded elevation ethmoidal bulla. Below that, one hiatus and semicularis with the three openings: frontal, anterior ethmoidal, maxillary. On the ethmoidal bulla, middle ethmoidal air sinus. Then above the middle concave or below this superior concave, there we are having superior meatus. This passage. This passage is known as what? Superior meatus. The superior meatus is having only one opening, that is the posterior ethmoidal air sinus. Now we have to cross check it. See here we are having the anterior ethmoidal air sinus in the hiatus and lunaris. On the ethmoidal bulla, middle ethmoidal. Then here we are having the posterior ethmoidal. Okay. Anterior ethmoidal, middle ethmoidal, superior meatus is having the posterior ethmoidal. Now we are having one more space seen above the superior concave. See, this is the superior concave. Above the superior concave, this area, it is known as sphenoethmoidal recess. Sphenoethmoidal recess. So sphenoethmoidal recess means it's a small passage seen above the superior concave. There we can see the opening of sphenoidal air sinus. We have to check it. See, this is the sphenoidal air sinus. The sphenoidal air sinus opens into the sphenoethmoidal recess. Okay, so air sinus means air-filled cavities. Okay, opens into that sphenoethmoidal recess. There also we can see a probe. Okay, so these are the openings seen in this lateral wall. So here posterior part is having three concave and three meatus. Clear? Now we are going to see the arterial supply of lateral wall. In order to see the arterial supply, we are going to divide into four compartments. See, with one vertical line and one horizontal line. Now this is the anterior part, this is the posterior part. This one here, this is the anterior part. So this is the superior part of the anterior part. So it is known as andro-superior part. This is the inferior part of the anterior part. So it is known as andro-inferior part. Now this is a posterior part. Is also divided into superior and inferior. Means postero-superior, postero-inferior. Now andro-superior compartment is supplied by anterior ethmoidal artery. Andro-inferior is by facial artery and greater palatine artery. Okay, let's see that. Andro-superior compartment, anterior ethmoidal. Andro-inferior compartment, facial artery. Then postero-superior, sphenopalatine artery. This is the postero-superior compartment, sphenopalatine. Then postero-inferior, greater palatine. Okay, greater palatine. Clear. Those are the arteries supplying this lateral wall. Then venous drainage into the facial vein, pharyngeal plexus, and pterygoid venous plexus. Okay, it drains into these three groups. Now nerve supply. First, general sensation means touch-a-pain temperature from this lateral wall. Andro-superior compartment, anterior ethmoidal nerve. Andro-inferior compartment, anterior superior alveolar nerve. Then postero-superior compartment, posterior superior lateral nasal. Postero-superior part of the lateral wall of the nasal cavity. It's easy to study. Postero-superior part of the lateral wall of the nasal cavity. That's why it's known as posterior superior lateral nasal branch of the tracheopalatine ganglia. The postero-inferior greater palatine branch that you already had. See, almost like this. Anterior ethmoidal, superior alveolar, then greater palatine. And here I'm saying this postero-superior compartment, posterior superior lateral nasal branch. So those are the general sensory nerves, although these nerves carries general sensation like touch, pain, temperature from this lateral wall. Then special sensation means smell carried by olfactory nerve. Okay, so these are the some of the clinical details common cold. Okay, so these are some of the important details of this lateral wall. Along this lateral wall, we are going to see nasal septum. Nasal septum is also an osteocartilaginous partition, means it is made up of bones and cartilages. What are the bones? Vomer and perpendicular plate of ethmoid bone. Where see, this is what the nasal septum. Okay, this posterior part here we can see the vomer bone. It is not there in this diagram. And here in this part, perpendicular plate of ethmoid. So perpendicular plate of ethmoid and vomer bone. Okay, anterior part, this area is made up of cartilages. What are the cartilages? Septal cartilage and septal process of inferior nasal cartilage. Septal cartilage and the septal process of inferior nasal cartilage. This inferior nasal cartilage we already saw. This is in the lateral wall. Okay, so it gives a projection. That is what the septal process of inferior nasal cartilage. So these are the structures forming the skeleton. Vomer, perpendicular plate of ethmoid, septal cartilage, septal process of inferior nasal cartilage. Then what are the features? It is having two surfaces and four borders. What are the four borders? Upper border, lower border, posterior border, anterior border. Okay. Then two surfaces, right and left surface. Here we can see only the left surface. Okay. Now the arterial supply. See, like that we are dividing it into, like the lateral wall, we are dividing it into four compartments: anterosuperior, anteroinferior, posterosuperior, posterior-inferior. The anterosuperior compartment, there we can see anterior femoral artery, posterosuperior, posterior femoral artery, then posterior-inferior sphenopalatine, then here the anteroinferior facial artery. So what are they? Anterosuperior, anterior femoral, anteroinferior facial, posterior-superior, posterior femoral, posterior-inferior sphenopalatine. Anterosuperior, anterior femoral, anteroinferior facial artery, posterior-superior, posterior femoral artery, then sphenopalatine artery. All these arteries anastomose here. Okay, to form a plexus, they are known as Kesselbach's plexus. Kesselbach's plexus. And in this area, it is a site of bleeding. Okay, see, this is a common set of bleeding from the nose. Okay, so that area is known as a Little's area. So this part of the nasal septum is known as Little's area, and this plexus, which is seen in that Little's area, is known as Kesselbach's plexus. Then venous drainage into facial vena and pterygoid venous plexus. Now supply anterosuperior by the anterior femoral, posterior-superior by the nasopalatine, and posterior-inferior by the nasopalatine, posterior-superior by the posterior-superior medial nasal. Okay, posterior superior medial nasal or medial posterior superior nasal branch. Okay, then superficial sensation, same like that of the lateral wall, it is by olfactory nerve. Okay, so lateral wall and nasal septum, both you have to